Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. And some of you have been messaging me, you want me to find some type of CUV that you could drive every single day, enjoy it, do things with it, but something that's new, something that's fresh. Well, guess what? I am here at Moss Nissan in Newport Richey. David Moss and everybody here has just opened up the doors and said, hey, Joe, you choose whatever CUV you want. Well, guess what? I got one that literally just came off the truck yesterday. This is a 2018 Nissan Kicks. Now, if you're wondering, what in the hell did you just say? Nissan Kicks is the new CUV that's replacing the Nissan Juke. The Juke has been ended. It's no longer being produced. Remember, the Juke came out in the scene all the way back. They unveiled it in 2010. So the Juke had been around for a while. And to be honest with you, I think the Juke played its role. You know, it had that over-the-top styling to get people interested into it, to get people's attention. And I think now Nissan has figured out that, well, what people want is maybe a little bit more when it comes to amenities rather than just being this eyesore that sticks out to grab your attention. So with this Nissan Kicks, this is going to be an SV. When it comes to Nissan, there's 3 different levels you could go with the Kicks. I'll be honest, I'm not too crazy about the name as of right now. Kind of a little weird, but I guess it's all about getting your kicks and having fun, so be it. But anyways, there's 3 model levels, or trim levels. S, the SV, and the SR. Well, guess what? Like I said, since they opened up the doors for Raiti's Rides here at Moss Nissan, I chose the fully loaded one, the SR. So let's go ahead and take a look at this all-new 2018 Nissan Kicks SR. I do like what they did with the styling with the front. Now, one thing that a lot of manufacturers try to do is they try to come up with a universal grille that they could use on a lot of different cars. And when I say universal grille, I'm not talking about the actual same grille, I'm talking about the design of it. This is a feature that you're seeing more and more on Nissans, and you will continue to see on Nissans, is this chrome access piece that really just highlights the grille area. You have a very nice large Nissan logo in the center, and you know, it doesn't look too cheap. It actually pulls it off with that little extra chrome. I do like the lower sill area in the front here. It almost looks like a lower lip spoiler that's integrated into the front of the car. I like the way it is silver and not just all this black ABS plastic. Following into the flow of the car, they did a great job on these headlights. Very small projector beam style headlight. I like the actual housing, very aggressive for a car that has an MSRP of $21,000 and is something that's meant to be used every single day. I do like the lower fog lights that they have, and as you can see, you know, you could do a fake vent without it really looking like a fake vent. No, I'm not saying it looks functional, but it looks like a design, and I don't know why more manufacturers can't do that. They seem to want to put a fake vent because they need to do something with the space. I like the way that they integrated this. It gives it a nice look, and it makes it look more grown up, even though it still looks hip and cool. So I think well done by Nissan with that front end styling. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side. Now here's another SR specific. So what you have is a 17-inch wheel. I love the gloss black, the brushed aluminum, very nicely done. Another thing that I like that car companies are starting to copy, I think, from Subaru and the Crosstrek, I like the way they're taking the black ABS plastic and rolling it around the fender. It gives it more of a muscular look to it and makes it almost look more like an off-road type vehicle. Now remember, this has a 1.6 liter mated to a CVT transmission. If you're looking for a race CUV, you need to go somewhere else. This thing puts out 126 horsepower. At the end of the day, you're looking at 0 to 60 in about 10 seconds, and I'm not joking or exaggerating one bit. So this thing isn't meant for speed, but what it will get you is great MPGs. You're looking at, in the city, 30 miles to the gallon. On the highway, in the high 30s. So really you can't beat that, especially for the size of the vehicle with this being a CUV. You can see the front has discs with the caliper all set up for you. And the reason why I bring this up is you'll see where I'm going to give it a zonk when we get to the back. I do like the way that Nissan is using what's called a floating roof. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell does that mean? What they did was they blacked out the A-pillar. I like the way they blacked out the mirrors, and I do like the nice upscale feel and look to the turn signal integrated into the mirror. Very, very nicely done. That is an SR specific. Then you have your roof. But what's the reason why they say floating roof is you see the last pillar here, they have blacked out. So blacked out front, the center, and the back to give it that floating look. And I really think that silver works for this car. You could get it in a bunch of different colors, but I really, really like the silver that Nissan uses. Now here's the zonk. I'm gonna have Tom come and zoom in here. I can't remember the last time I've seen a drum rear brake on a car. This is a brand new, fresh off the truck, 2018. Nissan, I'm sure, is gonna use this design for the next at least 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They got drum brakes in the rear. I don't understand that. Are they really trying to find places to cut corners? I guess. But that's something that's dated technology. Really needs to be four-wheel disc brakes at this time of you know, where we're at in technology and whatnot. One last thing I want to point out, I do like the way they brought this black ABS plastic into the lower sill area with the silver. It's about giving it that more muscular look, that more aggressive look, and I think they pulled it off. Let's go ahead and look at the back here. You have a not too big, not too small, kind of just right. I like to call that the Goldilocks spoiler on the back. Kind of gives it a little bit sporty feel. Very, very aggressive on the back window. I think I do like how angular it is, but we'll see when we go inside what is visibility going to look at like out the back. Very cool taillights. I like the shape, and I like the way the rear end of the car is very clean. There's not a lot of stuff to really get in the way of the design. Very simplistic. I think one thing I'm not really the biggest fan of, zonk number 2 on the outside, is this ABS plastic. This should be silver, just like it is here, then have the ABS plastic there. I think it would look a lot more upscale, especially since this is an SR, which, remember, is their top of the line. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the back here since we're at the back. Here's the cargo space. You'll notice when we get inside this car, there's a lot more room than the Nissan Juke. And that's something I'm very happy to see because my sister owns a Juke. I've ridden in it. It's tight. It's miserable. I don't really like it. You can fold the seats down, and there is more room in the cargo area. Speaking of room, let's go ahead and first check out that engine compartment and see the 1.6 liter, because I guarantee you there's probably a lot of room around that engine. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, now I know normally at this point you would be seeing the hood already open. I do want to point this out to you because it did take Tom and I a few minutes to figure it out. So when you go to pop the hood, which we've already popped it from the lever inside, you're going to raise the hood, and I know you're probably used to, hey, where's the bar here to hold up the hood prop? Well, guess what? Where they have it located is right here. You're actually going to bring it down, and then it slides right into there. So for those of you who may go buy one of these or know a neighbor who's been for the past week trying to figure out how do I hold my hood up, that's where the hood prop is. Here's the engine. Like I said, lots of room in there because this is a small engine. It's a 1.6 liter. It's putting out about 126, 127 horsepower. It's mated to that 2-speed CVT. I'm not a big fan of CVTs. I rented a Nissan Rogue over my trip to Utah, hated it. This one, it's the same kind of story, but it is what it is at the end of the day. If you're looking for a car, MSRP at $21,000, I don't know what else is on their market in that kind of price point with this kind of you know, style. And you'll see when we get inside, that's where the features are. But what's kind of cool is that there's no plastic. They save money on covering up the engine. So Tom, let's go ahead and just show them. Here's your coils right on top. Remember, this is a 4-cylinder. So 1, 2, 3, 4 coils are there. To get to the spark plugs, you have to take the coils off and your spark plugs will be in there. Normally I can't point this stuff out because it is all covered up. You got your fuel rail right here with your injectors down in that valley down there. So that's kind of cool that I'm able to kind of point some of those things out for you. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out that interior that I'm talking about because it's really special. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, I'm sitting inside this 2018 Nissan Kicks. This is where you're going to see more room. If this was a Juke, it's a lot tighter. I hated the dash on the Juke. I thought it was one of the ugliest things I've ever seen. I do like where they went with this. Now, like I said, keep in mind, price point, this MSRP, fully loaded on the SR, is going to be $21,000, at least on this SR. I do like on the door panels, I'm going to go ahead and have Tom show you how they changed it up with a little bit of color with the fabric. I personally would like to see leather armrests or something that is a leather type material, but hey, it does break up just the standard black plastic. You can see the silver trim there. Here's really where they brought the upscale feel. I like the gloss black around the AC vent. I like this leather material with the contrast stitching, so they're really blending that black with the orange. I do like the feel of the dash. It is a little bit harder, but to be honest with you, if you're just looking at it, it doesn't look like it's going to be that hard. It is a hard plastic, but it does look good. You have these very nice slim air vents right here. Really cleans up this area, makes it look very spacious. I do also like this new infotainment system. Very, very almost like futuristic looking. Very easy to see with your menu controls and everything. You do have, with this car, 360-degree cameras. So like I said, there's going to be, you may not have all the horsepower in the world to go race somebody, but you do have a lot of nice features, which is really, really cool when it comes to a car in this price point. So very, very nicely done that they did that. Let me pull up the menu here, and you could see how, for example, you want to go to connections, you got your Wi-Fi, USB. Speaking of USB, there's actually USB port right down here, so you could have your phone sitting in here and you have a USB jack, you have another port there, you have your AC controls. I do like the way they have the digital display. They clean this up. This is where really on the Juke I was lost. Here is a very nicely done automatic transmission. You got your piano black, you got your push button start right here. It's very clean, very simple, and that's okay because this is a car, like I said, MSRP $21,000. No electronic e-brake, so that's kind of cool. You have a regular good old-fashioned manual e-brake. You do have a captain style chair here for the driver, not for the passenger. And I'm going to go ahead and flip this up so that Tom can show you that right here there's more USB. So either you, the driver, can use these, or somebody in the back seat can also use those. Talk about the seats for a second. So these have a cloth material on it. I do like the design. I like the way they brought that orange in from the dash. They brought it here on the chairs as well. It's a good looking seat, very soft, very comfortable, very supportive, especially for somebody that has long legs like myself. I'm going to have you come around and see where the driver's going to be spending the time. Come on over here and I'll show you. All right, guys, here we are behind the wheel of this 2018 Nissan Kicks SR. I do like the shape of the wheel. There it is for all the people who love the flat bottom wheels. You have a flat bottom wheel. I personally don't know what the point is in a CUV, but okay, it is what it is, and it looks cool. It's a great looking steering wheel. Tom and I were kind of debating on these buttons, the way they're laid out. At least they're all here for you, for your cruise control, for your audio stuff and all that. It is a harder plastic, so just keep in mind that $21,000 MSRP for the SR. You could even get a cheaper Kicks if you don't want an SR model. I do like the way they have some nice digital display here. This does have like cross traffic alert and lane keep assist and all that good stuff, but it is missing a lot of other gauges that I like to see. Case in point, a tachometer, but you know, it is a CVT transmission, so I don't think you're going to be racing anybody anytime soon and really need to focus on that tach. Driving position wise, there's lots of room. I think if I'm going to make a complaint about the wheel, I would like it just a little bit thicker on the 10 and 2 notches. But other than that, it really is a lot more space. And if you have a Juke or you were thinking about buying one and you were like, oh, it's too small, I don't want that, come check out one of these Nissan Kicks. Take it for a test drive. I think it's going to surprise you just how much room they've been able to put in a CUV. But if you're ready, I'm ready to wrap this one up. All right, guys, it's been one hell of a day here at Moss Nissan. I definitely got to give a huge shout out to David Moss and everybody here at Moss Nissan. They do a wonderful job. They allow me to pick the vehicle and bring it to you. If you're in the market for something that's a little bit more on the hip side of things when it comes to a CUV and you're looking at keeping it at that lower price point, but having some nice interior features, you definitely want to come check out a 2018 Nissan Kicks. They're fresh, right off the truck. This one, like I said, is that SR model, so if it is still at too high of a price point, you can go the SV or the S route. And that's the great thing in all this, is having options. Do I love the direction that we're going in as a society, driving more of these CUVs, SUVs, and just big old vehicles going down the road? Not really, but it is what it is. And if these are the vehicles that you want, guess what? Nissan has a new one for you. Well, that's it for today. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, what are you waiting for? I have it all. I do CUVs. Even though I don't love them, I do them if that's what you want to see. So make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you have been a subscriber, thank you. Thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for being part of this community, part of this team, because that's how I view Raity's Rides. It's not my channel and whatever I say goes and all that. It's about building a community and being around people and interacting with other people, and I just love that. So thank you all for being part of this journey. We're going up. I used to say I don't know where it's going. I do know where it's going. We're going up, and we're going to take it to the top. If you haven't checked out my website, raitiesrides.com, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all Raity's Rides original content all the time. Check that out. You definitely want to get yourself a t-shirt. If you're wondering, how do I get a Raity's Rides t-shirt and help the whole journey and the whole experience, what you do is you go to my YouTube channel, which you're probably already there. That's how you're watching this video. After you're done watching this video, click on the About link, okay? When you click that About link, in the lower left-hand corner, there's a link. It says Raity's Rides t-shirts. Click on that. That'll take you to a bonfire crowdfunding site. 15 bucks. They're soft, they're comfy, they fit great, and I got sizes for everybody, colors for everybody, even those special cuts for the ladies out there. Guys, you know, they used to say that diamonds were a girl's best friend. No, a Raity's Rides t-shirt is a girl's best friend. I got to give a huge shout out to Tom, who's working that camera. Guess what? Tom is also on a journey of his own. He is going to be entering a powerlifting competition at the end of this year in December. So we want to give a big shout out to him. Get a shirt so I could give him some money so he could go get some protein, please, because we want him to win. That's what I want to see. But anyways, just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.